When parenting calls you, you heed to its call and simply ask it, what do you want me to do? Parenting is what you do. In this video, I'll be sharing the how to do it. Welcome once again to my channel. I am Marlene the parent, a mom of 3. Now, do you know of any parenting school or class in your neighborhood? Have you attended any? Well, for me, I haven't attended any parenting class. I don't know of any parenting class in my neighborhood. And so, to be honest, how I parent is simply based on the experiences that I've had, especially the good experiences that I also want to inculcate into my child or my children. And then I think I've also learned from what I used to see my mom do, what I used to see her do, and my aunties and all these people who surrounded me while I was growing up. So that's how I parent. And also the things that I've learned, good things of course, and the things that I've read, which actually I want to instill in my children. So that's how I parent. I know there are so many different ways of parenting, and there are so many approaches that different parents actually use. But today in this video, I'll actually be sharing on just simply one simple technique or approach to parenting, and that is a parenting by being a role model. Now, for children actually learn through observation. What you do is what they copy. They say, monkey see, monkey do. And that is exactly how it works. Now, don't sit down there and you continue telling them, don't do this, while yourself you're actually doing the opposite. They won't learn. You'll be confusing them. Now, you lead by example. Leaders actually lead by example. Be the role model to your child and to your children. And that way, whatever you do, and then the words that you say, now they go hand in hand and they actually learn better. So today, I'll actually give you examples of this so that you can actually relate. Assume you're actually teaching a child on hard work. Hard work, and you emphasize you have to work hard in order to actually succeed in life. And yourself, you don't have a job, you don't have a business, you actually living off probably your parents, like you being supported by your parents, and you wake up probably late. You don't have a plan for that particular day. You don't have a schedule. It doesn't matter. You don't have to note it down or write it down on a board. Just have it and just note it in your mind. Now, when you do that, when you actually do that and you plan your day, and then you actually take action and do the tasks that you had actually outlined or the chores. You know, when you actually speak and you actually tell a child, work hard, they see you working hard. They see you waking up very early in the morning and actually having like your to-do list, the things that you've actually planned, and you implement them. So with that, when you tell them that, it's something that they are already seeing. It's something that is already visible, and they can actually tell, hey, by the way, my mom is so hardworking. My dad, he works so hard. Even if you don't have so much wealth and you haven't accumulated much, but they know that you work hard. And with that, when you tell them, it's something that they already sing. It's something that they already know. And so, in that way, they are able to actually copy that and to listen to that more. The other thing is actually spiritual development. Now, do you exercise your faith on a daily basis? Do you actually live it? Or do you tell them, now, this is my faith, this is my religion, this is this, but you on the other side, you actually doing the opposite of that. Or you just wait for that one day. That's the day that you actually practice it. But to them, you want them to live it. It won't work. You actually have to lead by example. Be at the forefront. Advocate for that. Leave it, and they'll know. My mom, she's this type of a person. My dad is this type of a person. With that, it will just come naturally for them. In fact, you won't even be speaking a lot of words and expressing that you do this, you do that. They already know, and they will follow. The other thing is discipline. We all want disciplined children. We want them to be disciplined in each and every place that they go, in all the areas of their life. And really, discipline is a really key thing in life. So when you tell them, I want you to be disciplined, can't you see this? It's not good to compare, but most of the times as parents, we actually do it. Now, when you do that, you yourself, do you have a stand that you've actually taken? And do you normally follow it? And do you stand by it? Are you a person of integrity? Because there's no way that you're going to teach discipline, yet you're not a person of integrity. And they know these little things that you actually do or you don't do, and they simply make a mental note. I saw dad do this. I saw mom do this. My teacher said this is not right. They already know right from wrong. So when you're actually doing this in parenting, you be the role model, and don't wait for somebody else to be a role model to your child. We all want to follow these leaders who have exemplary character. And you yourself, are you a person of character? Because that, when you do that, it becomes so easy for them to actually follow, and it becomes so easy for them to actually admire you and be inclined to actually follow that direction or that path that you've also taken. Now, I really want to speak about this with the seriousness that it deserves. I don't know if I just need to put a headgear so that I really become like a stern mother. It is sad that we have children, and a lot of children who've grown into adulthood, and they are so bitter, they are so discouraged because of the parents. Now they've been emotionally hurt because of the parents who were unavailable, a parent who was actually abusive, a parent who was actually violent. And you and I will be so judgmental. How can a parent do that? Oh my God. No, it's not right. Yet the truth is, you and I can actually be those parents. The only difference is what we do. And we have to be so intentional. We have to be so deliberate if we really want to do this. And for me, parenting is actually passing a baton to the next generation. Now, which baton do you actually want to pass? Do you want to pass success? Do you want to pass failure? Do you want to pass anger? Do you want to pass drugs and substance abuse? Family is key, and it is the fabric of our nation. So we have to thrive. We have to work on ourselves in order to actually achieve this. Now, when I say working on ourselves, I don't mean necessarily that we're not good, but the largest room is actually the room for improvement and the room for change. So, if you think that I'm really being so hard on ourselves here, let me just give a few examples here. And I'll actually point out being a workaholic. Now, when you are a workaholic or you tend to work so much, yes, it is good. And we have to provide for our children, and we have to work hard so that they also know the values of working hard, so that them themselves can actually have a good life. But when you work so hard, when you accumulate so much wealth, and then you've not spent time with them, you've not taught them all these good things that you've actually experienced at your workplace and at your journey, or even in your business, I'm telling you, it's not going to help them much. So you have to create time. You have to actually thrive a balance. And balancing is so hard. It is a key thing that parents actually struggle with. Personally, I also struggle with it, because sometimes life can just be so overwhelming. But we have to strive to do it, and we have to try and just create time for them, because at the end of the day, they are our priority and they're not a distraction from our priority. The other thing is drugs and substance abuse. Now, when you find yourself that you actually using drugs or other related substances, you know, it's common that you will be in denial, like, no, I'm not this, I'm just a social drinker, I just use it slightly. But then with time, when now you start moving to the extreme end, you actually need to just find yourself and get out of that place. Because when you start now getting into addiction, it's going to affect your family, it's going to affect your children, and even how you relate to them. It's going even to mess your finances, and this is not something that you want to pass across. Like I mentioned before, you passing on a baton. Now, do you want to pass on that baton of drugs and substance abuse? Of course not. So, just like I mentioned, we are quick to judge, yet we ourselves can actually be in that same predicament and same position. The other thing is anger. And with this, we normally give excuses. We like, oh, for me, like, it's my nature. It's normal. It's something that is in me. I can't do it. I just want to give a very simple experiment. I'm staring at this camera, and these are my eyes. I'm not blinking at all. Like now, I'm not blinking. This can be natural, and we can also handle it. We can control it. Now, the other thing that now I'm going to do, I'm blinking several times. I'm just blinking. What am I doing? If I can control this, I can also control my anger. If I can control that, I can actually try and manage my anger. It's not good to give excuses. Like, for me, it comes naturally. For me, if we can just hold onto our bowel movement when we actually at other places, we can actually learn to do this. And with this, we'll be able to be successful people, will be able to take control of our emotions, will be able to talk and address our children in love, and not to scare them or to threaten them. Because anger, when you're actually so much annoyed and you have so much rage, you actually tend to do things that actually you didn't plan and you didn't even think of. So it's good, and that's why I was saying that you have to learn how to handle, and you have to how to handle anger, and you also have to improve on yourself. There are some things that can actually need like a drastic change if it's so serious, but with these other things, you just improve. It helps you as a person, and it helps the people around you, and it will be so great even for you children. We don't want to have adults who are so bitter because of the things that they experienced out of our hands. As parents, we use our hands to bless our children. We use our hands to speak good things unto them, and not to threaten, not to squeeze them in some wall and just to use force. I'm not saying, and I'm not talking about disciplining the children here. I'm just talking of the extreme things that a person can actually do when they're so outraged, which is caused actually by anger. And so just knowing how to handle it. So it is my prayer that with this video that we can actually just try and think and actually look at our parenting styles. And as I mentioned, we have to be the role models. We have to lead and lead by example, even as they follow us. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If it helped you, if you found it worthy of your time and it actually helped you in one way or the other, remember to comment. You can like, you can subscribe for other videos that I'll also be doing. And I'm so grateful, and I just want us to pass that success button, to pass a button that has great values and a button of children and people of integrity. Thank you so much, and God bless you as usual. Bye.